G'day everybody. Today we're taking a look at this PS4 Pro. This is another one we've bought which is faulty. It's got no power. I'm just going to plug it in so you can also see. So we've got the power plugged in. If I push the power button, we've got nothing, and the eject button, also nothing. So it could be that the power supply is faulty, which I'm hoping. Hopefully it's nothing else. Power supplies in these are quite expensive. They're about $100 to $120. Let's open it up, take a look at that power supply and see what's going on. Alright, there's the power supply out. Now, this is quite disgusting. There's a roach there. There's 2 roaches there. There's roach droppings up here. There's half a roach up there. I'm going to say this has been roach infested. I'm just going to grab a mat. Okay, let's grab something to put these roaches in. I'm not going to pull it apart any further just yet, but I do want to have a look in this power supply to see if that's the problem. I'm just going to put this down. Let's open this power supply and see if there's any roaches in it. Seeing a few roach droppings there. Oh, roaches come out of it. Must be the word of the day, and there's another one. Okay, let's have a look. There's another one in there. You can see there's one under the board there. Man, this is it's turning out to be very infested, I think. Let's take this out and have a look. Oh. Yeah, okay. So we've got another one there, another one there. Oh man. And you can see this one is arced across multiple points. Get him out of the way. But the board is completely burnt out around here. Amazing that the fuse hasn't been tripped. Let's actually check it. It looks like it's cracked. Let's grab the multimeter and check the fuse. We've got nothing across the fuse, so the fuse has been tripped. But it looks like it's been tripped a little too late, judging from that damage. I do have more of these fuses. We can try to replace the fuse, but what I want to do is I want to clean all this up as well. Alright, let's clean this up with some alcohol, I think. Alright, let's get some, I'll zoom in for you. We'll get some heat onto this one here and this one here. We'll take that fuse out. Okay, I've got a new fuse on there. I've actually just soldered it to the other one because I don't have any leads. But we're getting continuity through there. Let's check we've got continuity through the board. Okay, we've got continuity through the board. Let's try to turn it on. I'll just zoom out. So I'm just going to plug it in, and then you'll get to see if it explodes or not. Okay, it did not pop. Do we still have continuity? We do. Okay, maybe we'll try to plug it back into the board and see if we get anything. I'm just going to clean this up off camera and put it back in its case. Okay, we've got it back in. Let's plug in some power. We'll see if it turns on. We've got nothing coming out. So even though that fuse is blown, it's likely that there's the components and stuff are still damaged. Just gonna unplug this. So yeah, the components in the power supply are damaged from all that infestation. So we might have to get another power supply. And we're gonna have to obviously clean this out because I would bet that there's more roaches underneath. So we'll do that. Get a new power supply, we'll clean it up and see if it works. Fast forward about a month or two, I've got a new power supply in this box here, but what I'm going to do before I put that power supply in is just completely strip down this console because there's so much of a cockroach infestation. Just check out the cover here, you can see all the poop and other awesome things that cockroaches leave behind. So we'll strip this down and then we can install that new power supply. I'm just going to do like a speed through of stripping this down because it's a process and it's pretty bloody boring. And then we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so the PS4 is more or less cleaned up. It's not perfect, but it's about as good as we're going to get. And I've just noticed there's a bloody roach right there. Okay, so this is the old power supply. I'm just going to basically take the board out and then put in the good board. So we'll put this onto the side. So let's get the new board out. Alright, so I had to make some modifications to make the power supply fit in its housing, but that's all good now. So what we do is plug this in. It's really weird because the power supply part numbers match, so hopefully it doesn't blow or anything as soon as we plug it in. Okay, we've got no power there. Also got no power just fucking shot myself. Fuck that heat. Okay guys, so I've had to rewire the pins on the power supply. So the little 4-pin connector, this little thing, I've had to rewire this so it matches this power supply. The middle 2 pins there, for some reason on the power supply that I've received, the ground and AC/DC standby are switched around. So this should in theory work. You can see like a pin out here. So this is my current power supply. So AC/DC standby, ground, and then in this revision here, the ground and AC/DC standby switched around. You can see that there. So I'm just going to put this back in the cradle. I'm going to plug in the 240 volt and see if it switches on. Or it's going to go bang. I guess we'll find out which one it is. Let's see if she powers on, shall we? Still got absolutely nothing on the buttons. Let's try a disc. So we've still got nothing there. Okay, guess I'll have to pull it apart again and check things. Bear with me. So what we're going to do is check the pins coming out of the power supply, check if we're actually getting any voltage, because maybe this power supply is actually faulty. So I'm just going to plug that in. Okay, and we'll switch it to volts. There we go. Let's check these pins out. Getting 2.5 volts out of that. It's actually dropping, which is interesting. And what we'll do is unplug the connector on the other end. I'm just going to unplug the power supply before I do that. .8. 4.8. Okay. So we're getting voltage straight out of the power supply. When it goes into the board, the voltage is dropping. So maybe there's actually a problem on the board itself. Let's plug back into the board. Plug it into the wall. Let's check the ground here. So we're getting 3 volts, but it's dropping. And on the other side, we get nothing. On the ground, we get nothing, which would be normal. And I'll push the power button, no voltage is coming out of the power supply. So there might be a further short. So it looks like we have to disassemble the thing again. And we might have to check the components and see what exactly is going on. So I'm just going to pause while I strip this down and I'll come back. some power. And I forgot to plug in the HDMI. Alright, so we've got some power. I'm trying to find something my capture card is saying no signal. It might be trying to boot into safe mode, I'm not entirely sure. Fan spinning. Booting up. Got a black screen, no signal. Okay, I've got a white light now. Could potentially be that HDMI cable. Anyway, interestingly enough, all I did was I switched 5 volt standby here to 5 volt standby there, and vice versa, and it works. And that's really weird because they both get 5 volt signal. So I'm not sure what's happened there. But anyway, I've got a white light and nothing is coming through HDMI. So I'm just going to try not going through the capture card. Just going to go straight into the monitor and just see what we get. It might be that that HDMI cable is bad. But I'm just going to pause and resume once I get it working and we'll see. Alrighty guys. I'll put the whole thing back together. Plugged in a controller, it's now booting. The problem was the HDMI cable I was using, so funnily enough I tested it the other day and it was perfectly fine. So as you can see, it's starting up now. Just gonna see if we can sync this controller. This one, here we go. Okay. Looks like we're booting in. Should be software version of this one too. Awesome. Have we got a downloaded game here? We do. Quite a few games on here. Let's try GTA. Looks like it's loading up okay. There's no disc in there. I'll put in a disc and see if it's reading the disc. Cool, it's reading the disc. That's good. So after all that, the problem was that the pinouts on the power supplies were so different that basically the 4 pins were just reversed, or had to be reversed, and then it started working. So I'll definitely note that for future reference if I ever get another PS4 Pro with 2 different power supplies. Thanks so much for watching guys. If you like this video, please like it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Again, thanks so much for watching. Peace.